So 90 minutes of this two-legged semi-final are behind us, and it remains anyone's game. It is the visitors who come here with a narrow advantage, having won their home leg, but there is plenty of scope for a change in fortune, and there have been questions raised as to whether the result ought to have been more decisive first time round. There's not an awful lot that can be done about that now. Maintain the status quo, and they will go through, something that the hosts will have a lot to say about. There's nothing quite like match day, especially here. This crowd doesn't do ordinary, and we should be in for something very special. So the hosts required to do all the running here. They'll certainly need to if they want to put themselves back on course for the big day.
Well, the visitors could have maybe pushed a bit harder in the first leg, Peter, but it is what it is, and they have to judge this carefully nonetheless. I suspect they'll settle for something in the middle of cautious and at times maybe a little careless. But don't be surprised if this aggregate score swings about in this second leg. It could give us some telling entertainment.
So it's down to business here. Paris Saint-Germain arriving here on the back of a win in front of their own people. They have one foot firmly wedged in the door to the final. Pacho. João Neves. And here's Doué. Vitinha. Tries a shot! Big relief, it just needed better contact.
He just didn't catch that one right, and he knows it.
And reclaimed it in a trice. He ran himself into trouble there, free kick given away. Over the line. Vitinha, and it's Doué. Doué! That comes as a mighty relief. Here's Diaz, floated through. Oh, he's managed to get himself offside. Hakimi, Doué. Paris Saint-Germain are seeing more of the ball, but still aren't carrying much goal threat. Oh, what a big chance! Oh, good effort, he got plenty on that.
Oh, the technical control was exquisite. The pummeled attempt was exasperating.
Bayern Munich getting a lot of touches here, but they're not making much progress. Kvaratskhelia, and he's surging, and the shot! Goal! Paris Saint-Germain! And Paris Saint-Germain take the lead!
Yeah, they've only got themselves to blame. Mistakes in those areas are very punishable.
Paris Saint-Germain have their opener. It is a goal of real significance. Davis.
Bayern Munich. Well, Peter, look how far up the fullbacks are getting now. This is really high.
And constantly after the ball, aren't they?
Yeah, I think they're weighing up their options to see how long they can sustain.
Kvaratskhelia! Oh, just lacked a decent finish.
Paris Saint-Germain, well, it didn't quite come off this time, Peter, but that's a warning to the opposition. This team know how to counter, and they'll be looking to do it every chance they get.
Pavlovic, aim forwards. This interception, his positioning was spot on. Now it's Dembele. Kimmich. Half-time in the semi-final. Well, there were plenty of talking points in that first half, but just the one goal. It's still anybody's game here. Any strong opinions on the first half?
Paris Saint-Germain merit their advantage on the balance of play. They did most of the probing and got their reward, although they should have a bigger lead. Could come back to haunt them.
Paris Saint-Germain leading a cagey game here. It's had its moments, and it's 1-0 at the break. So we're straight back at it at the start of the second half. A solitary goal, that has been the crucial difference. And it's Mendes. Chance! Diaz. And now the breakaway. Tar. Quarter of an hour into the second half. Paris Saint-Germain leading then, courtesy of the goal scored late in the first half here. 1-0 the score. Vitinha. Well timed, excellent interception. Tar. Diaz. Kane. Kane played out to the left flank, played back in. Hakimi shifted upfield. Well, he was clearly disappointed with that pass.
Well, everything up to the final pass looked decent. They just couldn't pick out that killer ball.
Kvaratskhelia. Doué. Oh, what a climb! He's got a goal! And there's the goal they've been looking for. It was wonderfully efficient.
So well played, Peter. Did a great job keeping sight of the ball. Made a classic move and met it perfectly.
And now he has two. Some activity down on the touchline. It seems there's going to be a change.
Yeah, it's about time I think we saw some activity from the bench, but it's debatable as to what level of impact can be made from here. It's pretty late.
So now the difference is 3. Olise. He's cut it out.
Bayern Munich truly seem to be at loggerheads in trying to sort this out. Is it the passing or the movement that's the problem? I think both.
And he's managed to get free. Nice interception, well timed. Retrieved, albeit perhaps momentary. And that's it. Paris Saint-Germain are through and the stands erupt in delirium. This is what it means to them, utter delight. Well, what are your thoughts on today's game then, Jim?
Yeah, they've grown in stature and confidence with every step, and one big step away from the trophy now.